Thank you for joining us. It's another day to talk the Niger Delta region. My name is Xavier Robert. Well, today on the program, we'll be looking at issues relating to health, development, well-being of the people across the Niger Delta. Well, malaria remains one of the most persistent public health challenges in Nigeria. Almost every family has experienced it. For many households, it means lost work days, missed school days, hospital visits, and in some tragic cases, the loss of loved ones. And despite advances in treatment, prevention remains the most effective weapons in the fight against the disease. And today we focus on the insecticide-treated net or ITN campaign in the Niger Delta, a strategy that health experts continue to identify as one of the most cost-effective interventions against malaria. We will examine how the campaign is progressing, the challenges of reaching vulnerable communities, the level of public acceptance, and what more needs to be done if the region is significantly reduced, would have to significantly reduce its malaria burden. Of course, other issues, of course, we'll be delving in on the program this afternoon. But then, guess who's back? Jennifer Pius. Jennifer, good afternoon to you.
I'm sorry, you didn't get the memo?
Well, I'm sorry. You're not going to have to officially tell us how we'll be introducing you.
All right.
Henceforth,
it's Jennifer Ikpeyong.
Well, congratulations, Jenny.
Thank you. And I don't know what you did with the hair while I was gone.
I thought you were going to let that slide, but...
No, I didn't.
Okay, just give me 2 weeks. I'm sure I'll be back to what you were familiar with.
It's okay. Just a few moments away, and now we get to talk of more issues happening in the Niger Delta region. And for many residents of Nnu-Koditam in Uyo, rainfall is no longer simply a weather event. It has become a source of fear, anxiety, and uncertainty. Community leaders and residents have raised fresh concerns about what they describe as worsening flood that now affects virtually the entire village, with homes, businesses, and livelihoods increasingly under threat. Located within the heart of Akwa Ibom State's capital, Nnu-Koditam sits in a unique position surrounded by major public, including the Atiku Abubakar flyover, the AKT Park Ibom Specialist Hospital, the West Itam Secondary School and Sports Center, the Federal Road Safety Corps office along Idoro Road and Ring Road 4. Residents allege that large volumes of surface water of these surrounding events are channeled directly into their community, turning what should be an urban residential settlement into a flood-prone zone whenever heavy rains occur. Is Nnu-Koditam paying the price for development occurring around it? Could this crisis have been prevented? And what solutions are available before the peak of the residents, or before it arrives, if it's not already here? And of course, we'll get to discuss this after this break. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay safe, stay healthy, keep your hands clean.
Do you know what Gamalin 20 is? It is a dangerous chemical pesticide never meant for human consumption. Sadly, some fishermen illegally use Gamalin 20 to catch fish, poisoning not just the water, but the food on your plate. Here's how to spot fish caught with Gamalin 20. Fish that look unusually fresh but stiff. A strange chemical smell, sometimes like kerosene, when cooked. Pale or bleached gills, peeling scales, or sunken eyes. Eating such fish can cause nausea, vomiting, and even damage your liver and kidneys. In severe cases, it can lead to life-threatening health complications. Remember, using Gamalin 20 for fishing is a crime. It harms people, rivers, and marine life. Protect your health. Buy fish only from trusted sellers. Report suspicious fishing practices to the authorities. Together, let's keep our waters safe and our meals healthy.
Welcome to FCT in Focus, your window to the vibrant heartbeat of Nigeria's capital. We dive deep into the core of the FCT, exploring how key policy decisions shape lives across the city. From exclusive insights into the FCT anthem to voices from the streets, we bring you stories that matter. Catch FCT in Focus every Saturday and Sunday at noon. Tune in for the latest stories directly from the nation's heart.
3 seconds. A story.
President Bola Tinubu has formally presented the 2020 Immigration Bill to the National Assembly.
The nation reacts. The world shifts. History moves in real time. Before the noise, before the opinions, one screen keeps you connected. From the headlines shaking the nation to the stories everyone talks about tomorrow. Stream anytime, anywhere. When the story matters, you know where to turn. ADBN. A part of you.
Thanks for staying tuned. Well, to help examine some of the realities in Nokoritam as regarding flood, we have joining us an indigene of the area, journalist, community development facilitator, and FAS analyst, Mr. Daniel. You're welcome on the program. Thank you very much for joining us. Thank you.
Thank you for having me.
Well, we've seen some visuals from Nokoritam, and I don't know, sometimes we know there are some AI-generated visuals. Is this the reality of Nokoritam from what's on the screen?
Yeah, you are correct. Those pictures and videos you saw are the current situation of the people of Nokoritam. You know, Nokoritam is within the town. It is surrounded and flyover. AKTC Transport Company, Ibom Specialist Hospital, road safety at Idoro Road. So the area is within the capital city. But the unfortunate situation started when we started having road construction around the area. So all the surface water from those road, even the new one at the Ring Road 4, the surface water they drain into the community. So that is the situation, the real picture.
Well, has there been any form of complaint laid out to maybe the local government chairman, and from there to other government organizations or bodies to hear the cry of the people?
Well, the scope of the damage is bigger than the local government. Before now, the community had written to the state government, not this present government, the government of His Excellency Chief Dr. Coswell Babio. At the time, the Commissioner for Works then donated, sent some engineers to come to that place. Then after that, nothing was done. Then in the immediate past administration, Governor Domi Manuel sent some people to come to the place, but nothing was done. So the people calling the of the flooding.
All right. Well, looking at the current administration of Governor Moino, who has been out road construction and intervening in events of this nature, has the community been able to reach out to the current administration, putting to the fore the immediate experiences of the people, especially since this has endured for years, as you have put it?
Thank you for that question. You know, His Excellency is a media-friendly governor, and I also use this opportunity to thank ADBN for this opportunity given to us. So we want to use this medium to reach out to His Excellency to come to the rescue of the people of Nongkoritam, which is within the state capital where he comes from.
Okay, but then there's also some activities put up by the governor, which he tags it 1 project per ward. And from ward leaders, messages are sent across to state government. These are important projects which would like the state government to embark on. Has that in any way been done to at least put forward words through the ward to the state government on the kind of project that is needed for that particular area?
Well, the Nongkoritam is in Ward 9. It's a local government area. It comprises about 6 villages. So Nongkoritam is one of the villages in the ward. So the ward PA to His Excellency is from another village. I'm not aware of any project cited as a result of the governor's plan to allocate 1 project per local government or per ward. It's not done there.
All right, Mr. Item, you're aware that the governor had recently embarked on a tour of federal constituencies across the state. And I'm wondering if your community had seized that opportunity to also see how it can get word out there regarding the needs assessment of your locality. Perhaps it would have been incorporated through your local government chairman or somebody at the helm of affairs to see to it that what you're experiencing currently are actually looked into.
Yeah, you're correct. You know, government has so many developments. We have those at the federal level, House of Representatives, the Senator, the House of Assembly members. It is their duty to go around the community they represent to have a problem. Then they would use that to incorporate in the budget of the year.
Are you saying that this is perhaps the problem of representation? You're not impressed?
Certainly.
What is the pulse of the
because during election, as we are about into a electioneering period, they will come to that area and canvass for votes. Certainly they will come to the area and canvass for votes. During this time, they know the problem people. And this water problem, as I said, it started 2014 when we had a lot of road construction around the area.
All right.
So currently, the people are suffering. Even yesterday, rain. As these pictures you have seen here is what happened yesterday.
So, peradventure, it rains for 2 days.
If it rains for 2 days, people will no longer be in their houses. You know, that area is within the state capital. We have different business around the. In fact, because of this flood, one nursery school had been closed down because the facility effect of the flood has not allowed the school to continue. Even people having a poultry farm, they cannot continue that business again. Even those that they have houses for rentage, people no longer come to the place because of the volume of water that enters the community.
Well, some people would want to take this from the economic importance of the locality that this issue is happening. You think that the area is actually economically viable and it would need immediate intervention by the government?
The area has Itamagate. The area has AKTC and Uyo Central Motor Park is located within that area. We also have the BOM Specialist Hospital, very international hospital. We have road safety headquarters. So we have different governmental projects cited in that area. But the problem we have is the road.
All right.
We don't have road. All the surface water from the major roads, you enter Idoro Road, you enter Ikoitmene Road, you enter Atiku Abubakar flyover, all the water there are drained into the community. Even opposite Ita Market, if it rains, you cannot enter that street.
All right. Well, we must thank you very much, Mr. Daniel Etim, for making our time to come and air out these particular issues. We'll put this up and perhaps send our team to the locality and see how we can get first-hand information regarding what's really happening, perhaps also interact with residents there and take it up from there. Thank you very much for coming on.
Thank you. I appreciate
your time. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, so we'll take it further. Bring the Niger Delta updates next. Thank you.
Of overwhelming voices where everyone has different opinion on different issues. It is important that we bring the core issue to the fore. Join me, Nancy Banigo, on Softline as we lend our voice to inform and influence your thoughts and action. Not just mere talk, it is an educative program that talks of our existence.
Every second, a story breaks.
President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has formally presented the 2026 appropriation bill to the National Assembly.
React. The world shifts. History moves in real time. Before the noise, before the opinions. One screen connected. From the headlines shaking the nation to the story everyone talks about tomorrow. Stream anytime, anywhere. Stories, you know where to turn. ADBN. A part of you.
First, the Niger Delta updates. Delta State Governor Right Honorable Sheriff Oborevwori has expressed deep sorrow over the tragic train accident in Abo, Ika South local government area of the state, which claimed 4 lives and left several others injured. Governor Oborevwori, in a statement issued by his Chief Press Secretary, Sir Festus Ahan, commiserated with the families of the deceased and prayed for the speedy recovery of those receiving treatment for injuries sustained in the incident. The governor also commended security agencies for their prompt intervention, disclosing that the commissioner of police was also at the scene and had deployed adequate security personnel to safeguard passengers, luggage, and other valuables in the train.
Delta State Governor Right Honorable Sheriff Oborevwori has intervened in the tensions arising from the ward and unit delineation exercise in Warri Federal Constituency, convening a high-level peace meeting with leaders of Ijaw, Ishekiri, and Urhobo ethnic nationalities at Government House, Asaba. The meeting, which brought together ethnic leaders, security chief, government officials, focused on preserving peace and fostering dialogue among stakeholders amid growing concerns over the delineation process. Speaking during the meeting, Governor Oborevwori stressed the need for unity and peaceful coexistence among the people of Warri, noting that peace and security remain central pillars of his administration's more agenda.
The 3 ethnic nationalities are meeting in Warri at the Army Barrack with the service commanders, to be headed by the Deputy Governor, and the 3 nationalities are meeting in Warri at the Army Barrack with the service commanders, to be headed by the Deputy Governor and the Secretary of State Government and the member representing the federal constituency. What we want in Warri is peace, and they have assured me that they'll keep to that peace accord, because in my more agenda, I've told Deltans that we're going to enhance peace and security.
Governor has given us a marching order to ensure that there is no crisis. Actually, I assure indigenes of this state, no Ijaw man is or will plan to attack any Chekiri man in his village. It won't happen. I assure you.
The Delta State Police Command has arrested 4 suspects allegedly linked to a Waybill firearm that resulted in the shooting and subsequent death of Ogenemine Ogidi in Efurun on May 1, 2026, an incident that sparked widespread public outrage across the country. Addressing journalists at the command headquarters in Asaba, the Commissioner of Police CP Yemi Oyeniyi disclosed that investigations into the unlawful possession of a Beretta pistol recovered at a motor park in Efurun, Uvie local government area led to the arrest of 4 members of the suspected gun-running syndicate. The suspects are Emmanuel Chukwemeka, Clifford Buleyelefa, Amadi Princewill, and Amadi Felix Chubuike. According to the Commissioner, the suspects were arrested in Bayelsa and Imo states following painstaking investigations and intelligence-led operations carried out by operatives of the command.
The first suspect, Emmanuel Chukwemeka, was arrested in Bayelsa on the 4th of May 2026 alongside his friend and roommate, whose phone he used as a means of communication to purchase the gun. Emmanuel revealed that he bought the gun from one Amadi Princewill for the sum of 290,000 naira and sold the gun to one Desmond. Desmond is still at large for the sum of 380,000 naira, who in turn will bill it to Efuru and contacted Ogenemene Ogidi, now deceased, to collect it and send to Sapele. Following the confession of Emmanuel Chukwemeka, the second suspect, Amadi Princewill, was trailed and arrested in Imo State on 5th of May 2026. Upon the arrest of Amadi Princewill and on interrogation, he stated that he bought a gun from one Amadi Felix for the sum of 200,000.
As concerns over insecurity continue in parts of the country, Edo State Governor Monday Okpebholo says Nigeria must not be surrendered to kidnappers and other criminal elements. The governor made the declaration during a worship service at Love World City in Benin City, where he called for prayers for peace, security, and national development.
Kidnapping, courtesy, and other security challenges.
I believe in your prayers. I believe after today, there will be a testimony. At the same time, we'll pray for our president, for God's guidance, and for God's wisdom, and for the strength to carry this nation forward and manage the economy of this country. I believe Edo will be safe. Every other state in Nigeria must be saved through your prayers.
Leaders commended ongoing development projects across the state.
The Bible tells us to pray for our leaders that there should be peace. If there's no peace, it means we're not praying enough. So we have a part to play in this. Anytime there's no peace, know that we are the ones that are. We're going to pray for this country. And on the altar is the governor of Edo State. We're going to lift him up in prayer, that his voice will bring peace to this town. His administration.
Moving on away from that, Wekuta Judo Club emerged overall champions at the Akwa Ibom State Judo Association's one-day media festival held at the Uyo Township Stadium as athletes across the junior and senior categories delivered impressive performances in a highly competitive atmosphere. Now here's the full story.
The festival attracted more than 30 judokas from 4 clubs: Wekuta Judo Club, the Paul Bassi Judo Club, University of Uyo Judo Club, and Engineer Bumi Judo Club, alongside parents, coaches, and the sports enthusiasts. The gathering provided another opportunity for athletes to test their skills, gain valuable competitive experience, and strengthen bonds within the state's judo community. Speaking of the competition, the Director of Coaching and Technical at the Akwa Ibom State Ministry of Sports and Olympian, Coach Katrinewa, expressed delight at the level of competitiveness displayed by the athletes, highlighted the role of instilling discipline, resilience, and qualities on people.
Because of this particular mini competition, I think the kids are actually ready to attend our competition and have that platform, and they're able to showcase what they have done there. I think nationally and internationally, Nigeria will be a great success in judo through them. I'll tell parents that if the kids are allowed to do judo, they'll be very disciplined. We also encourage children to go to school and do sports. The ones that can't continue after secondary school, we try to ensure that they have a platform that they can succeed in.
Coach Onyekachi David also commended the depth of talent on display, noting that the athletes have shown encouraging progress as preparations continue for future competitions.
I feel very happy, very excited that what we have taught the children in the last 6 months, they're able to execute it. We are preparing them for the Intermediate National Championship in Lagos. Hopefully we'll also take them to the National Sport Festival for the seniors, and also giving an opportunity for those going to the national camp for the Commonwealth Games, an opportunity to also taste their might in the mat.
Some of the participating judokas also shared their excitement about the festival, describing it as a valuable platform to improve their skills and build confidence ahead of upcoming tournaments.
Honestly, it's been fun. See, all of you come like a lot of losses today. But like I say, it's been a great experience. The failure is a push, actually. It's not a loss. I don't really see any loss back there, but it's just a push. Just a room for improvement and a room to get better on what I'm doing.
So, judo is just fun. It's about self-defense and how you can defend yourself. So, actually being today at the in-house competition was always about to do, not about to lose. But actually the guys and curiosity to come outside and defend yourself.
So I look at them today and I'm like, I was once here. So I see great talent. I see future champions. I see athletes who, if they train, if they keep doing their best, they are going to become our future champions.
At the end of the competition, Wakuta Judo Club emerged overall champions with a cumulative score of 107 points, while the Paul Bassi Judo Club, University of Yoju.
Now that's it on Niger Delta Updates. We'll take a breather and next to the focus of the day. To stay.
Welcome to FCT in Focus, your window to the vibrant heartbeat of Nigeria's capital. We dive deep into the core of the FCT, exploring how key policies and decisions shape lives across the city. From exclusive insights into the FCT administration to voices from the streets, we bring you stories that matter. Catch FCT in Focus every Saturday and Sunday at noon. Tune in for the latest stories directly from the nation's hearts.
It doesn't take the pandemic or an epidemic to know that clean hands save lives. Hand washing is essential anytime, anywhere to protect your health. So keep washing your hands, not just when they're dirty, but even on the go. Stay safe, stay healthy, keep your hands clean.
Every second, a story breaks.
President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has formally presented the 2026 appropriation bill to the National Assembly.
The nation reacts. The world shifts. History moves in real time. Before the noise, before the opinions. One screen keeps you connected. From the headlines shaking the nation to the stories everyone talks about tomorrow. Stream anytime, anywhere. When the story matters, you know where to turn. ADBN. A part of you.
In a world of overwhelming voices where everyone has different opinion on different issues, it is important that we bring the core issue to the fore. Join me, Nancy Banigo, on Softline as we lend our voices to inform and influence your thoughts and actions. This is not just mere talk, it is an invocative program that touches the core of our existence.
Thanks for saying it. Well, across the Niger Delta, a lot of conversation around health challenges, especially as relating to malaria. And the most pressing one would be how to prevent these from reoccurring. We have some people who are in the studio to speak to us on a pertinent issue, which is, of course, geared towards protection of citizens, especially here in the Niger Delta, from malaria and some of the techniques that have been adopted to do that. We have joining us ITN Campaign Manager, Global Health Supply Chain, PSM, Patience Ochile. I hope I'm correct with the surname. Thank you for joining us. Good afternoon.
Thank you. We understand that this campaign has been on for some time now, and it's majorly to distribute, or is it just about distribution of malaria-treated, mosquito-treated nets?
So the campaign is targeted basically to ensure the distribution and the effective use of the insecticide-treated nets. We want to ensure that people use it as they should.
Well, I'm glad you mentioned effective usage, because so many times we've seen on the streets in rural areas where, even in some urban areas, where mosquito nets are used as safeguards for crops and mini guards in homes. And this has been said a number of times, it's not how it should be used. But what ways are you going about educating the people on the dangers of not using the nets properly?
Okay, so we have adopted strategies around community engagement, advocacies, leveraging on leaders, traditional leaders, religious leaders, who people, tend to have trust in. And so we're able to get endorsement messages from these critical stakeholders that we also air to the communities, and then we're also able to continue to leverage on health education across the distribution points, using town announcers to also emphasize such messages, using the household mobilizers as they go from house to house, registering to also, emphasize this messaging. And we're also reaching out to the state governments to say that we need them to play a huge role in ensuring that there are penalties, hopefully for the misuse, so that it could help to keep people in check, basically.
All right, well, looking at how very familiar the Niger Delta is to the word malaria, these days people don't even take the risk of not going for proper diagnosis. Before you know it, people completely conclude that I have malaria and typhoid. But is the scourge of malaria in the Niger Delta, as in the wider community across Nigeria now, how serious is it currently? And should the campaign even be much more preached currently?
Yeah, so malaria continues to be public health challenge in Nigeria generally, and especially in the Niger Delta, because we have a lot of opportunities for breeding sites because of the way, the topography of the Niger Delta. So we know that malaria kills, and that is the reason why we are here. We have support currently, thankfully, for Akwa Ibom State in the south-south. There are some other states like Rivers. I don't think they have any support for the distribution of insecticide-treated nets. I'm hoping that we get to that point where we get support for strategies to curb malaria. But then it is critical that we continue to deploy strategies as outlined by the National Malaria Program to ensure that we eliminate malaria from Nigeria.
And let's cut to the important part. What is this campaign all about, and what amount of ITN are you sharing? How are you going about it? How do you decide who you want to give and all of that?
Okay, so this campaign is targeted at providing access to insecticide-treated nets for all the households here in Akwa Ibom State. The Against Malaria Foundation and the United States government have procured $0.9 million for this distribution. And what we have done is to engage with the State Ministry of Health, and they have taken the lead in ensuring that personnel, we have 7,124 household mobilizers that were engaged and deployed into the field across all 328 wards to provide door-to-door registration and issuance of net slips. And then these net slips will then be used at a later date, which is 20th to 26th of June, to redeem the nets at the distribution points across the state.
But there are also fears, even when we talk of treated nets, there are fears that there could be some form of exclusion. We look at some local governments bordered by water, and look at some of them. We'll also look at the aspect that I might get a card or get access, but on distribution points, there could be some other issues in between and may not get one. What is the assurance that even in areas surrounded by water, they all people in those areas, and on distribution points, there won't be any form of discrimination? Anyone?
Yes, okay. So thankfully, we had a micro-planning, and during the micro-plan, even the areas were considered strongly. And then the Ministry of Health has also provided support malaria to ensure that all riverine communities were adequately reached and covered. Of course, we're talking logistics, we're talking resources to ensure that people were able to get there. Same thing with distribution of the ITNs. We have out all the distribution points. We assure the people of Akwa Ibom State that the nets will get to the distribution point, and when they come there with their slips to redeem the nets, they will be given a net, because we're deploying the use of ICT tools. It's not like you have a feeling to give someone a net. As long as the person has a slip, the person is entitled to the net, and once we scan it, we'll issue you the net in exchange for the slip.
You say it, and it sounds really fluid the way you're operating, but some people would want to consider any bureaucratic bottlenecks. Is there a Nigerian factor somewhere in what you do, and how sure are we that the work that you do are not influenced by external forces? And then also, there's the complaint that some people have that perhaps using this net may have some side effects. Are there any side effects? That's a two-pronged question.
Okay, so I'll start from the first question, and we're guided by national guidelines put together by the National Malaria Elimination Program. It helps navigate any bureaucratic, bottlenecks, because of course this is a health program, and we ensure that we emphasize that across the several levels. we ensure community engagement and engagement of the critical stakeholders that we're managed to navigate through that to achieve the goal and the objectives. I think some people have even called in to say something like, so the government actually knows where each one of us lives, so people could actually get to us, wanted to get to us. So it's just that the program is really getting to the places where it ought to get to. And then on the adverse reactions or misconceptions about the exercise, yes, we know that these misconceptions exist, which is the reason why we continue to emphasize health education to be able to ensure people that the use of the insecticide treated net is one of the most effective tools in the fight against malaria globally. Yes.
All right. Well, let's take a parting shot at this point. If you were to speak directly to someone who's watching right now, who may still be skeptical around the use of the nets and why it's important at this time, could you walk that person through what it really means, how important it is for families and for persons living in the Niger Delta in Nigeria?
Okay. So let me wrap up by saying that it is important that we emphasize that malaria kills people. It is so important that we take that seriously and we understand that the use of the insecticide treated net is effective to protect you and your family from malaria. It's, you know, the GDP, there's so many things. Some children don't go to school because they're ill from malaria. If a child sleeps consistently in, you know, the bed net, there's that assurance that the child will be kept safe. Remember, the pregnant women are also at high risk, you know, from malaria, and children under 5 also. And since we do not have the seasonal malaria chemo prevention in the Niger Delta region, and because of the rain pattern region, we would advise that the use of the insecticide treated nets is prioritized.
Thank you very much, IT and Campaign Manager, Global Health Supply Chain, PSM, Patience Ochibe. We appreciate your time and company.
Thank you for your time with us.
So we'll take a and Delta State will be next. Delta has received a significant endorsement in the latest 2025 Commonwealth Institute will be bringing you some of the Delta regarding this award that it has received as the second best performing government in Nigeria with 70% rated. The state change for that one.
In a world of overwhelming voices where everyone has different opinion on different issues, it is important that we bring the core issue to the fore. Join me, Nancy Banigo, on Softline as we lend our voices to inform and influence your thoughts and actions. This is not just mere talk, it is an advocacy program that touches the core of our existence.
Every second, a story breaks.
Program Tinubu has formally presented the 2026 appropriation bill to the National Assembly.
The nation reacts. The world shifts. History moves in real time. Before the noise, the opinions. One keeps you connected. From the headlines shaking the nation, the most everyone talks about tomorrow. Stream anytime, anywhere. When matters, you know where to turn. ADBN, a part of you.
Well, thanks for staying. Delta State has received a significant endorsement in the latest 2025 Commonwealth Institute of Advanced and Professional Studies Governance Performance Index, emerging as Nigeria's second best governed state with a score of 70%, behind only Kaduna State 73%. Of the ranking assessed governance outcomes, public service delivery, and development, and the effectiveness of public across the country's 36 states. Significantly, Delta was ranked ahead of 34 other states, including Lagos, Anambra, Akwa Ibom, Oyo, and Enugu, reinforcing its position as one of the country's leading subnational governments. For the administration of Governor Sheriff Oborevwori, the ranking is being interpreted as an independent validation of the Mo agenda and the investments made in roads, bridges, healthcare, education, and other critical sectors. However, beyond the accolades, the result also raises important questions about the metrics of governance, the expectations of citizens, and of course the sustainability of development gains. Joining us to bring some insights to this particular feather that has been added to the performance of the Delta State government is Executive Assistant to the Delta State Governor, Mr. Olisa Ifajika, joins us from Delta State. Good afternoon to you. Thank you for joining us, sir.
Good afternoon, sir, and thank you for joining us.
Good to be here.
Well, we're looking at the recent rating of Delta State, and I just want to understand what exactly is Delta State governor or the government in Delta State doing differently from every other state that has been ranked, and what specific measures or what specific things are the governor and his executive doing differently?
Thank you very much, my sister. You know, in applying to work, those who apply for jobs, that those who are prepared for the job, those who got onto the job for want of something to do, and that. For us in Delta, what the governor has demonstrated since assuming office isn't surprising to a lot of people, because before he became governor, you would know him as somebody that is down to earth, and he brought that to bear in the job as a governor. He came prepared. You could see somebody who came prepared, having been around. You will call him a homeboy because he's been around. Unlike the situation where you find some people who may be living abroad, living in Abuja or Lagos, have some myths, and suddenly there is election around the corner and they come in, begin to canvass for votes. They want to be governor, they want to be the government chairman, they want to go to the National Assembly. It is different from the person who really got prepared for the job. Governor Sheriff Oborevwori was prepared for the job of governing Delta. That's exactly what we're seeing. This is a man who was Speaker for 6 years in the House of Assembly of the state, the longest we have had in the state. And his tenure has been the best. Coming as Speaker, returned 500 million naira spent. 500 million naira spent for our Speaker back to the state. After everything, he returned that money. Some other person wouldn't have done that, but he did that. It is to his credit that was done. That's what we're seeing now in his prudence and the fiscal discipline, one of the indices used in assessing Delta. The governor has said that the money in Delta State will be used for meaningful development. And each money, each kobo that goes out from the state government coffers must attract value for that money. And that's what we're seeing. Also, we're enjoying in Delta State fiscal discipline. We have it in quantum, that for every project that has to be given out, it must be such that will tally with the need. For every environment, any project that goes there has to be determined by the needs of the people, having carried out a needs assessment earlier. I tell you, in Delta State, when he came in as governor in 2023, for the first budget he had, each local government deliberately got 1 billion naira to be for each local government out of 25 local government areas. The 1 billion naira was targeted at giving projects, infrastructure structure for each local government area. The following year, that money was increased to 2 billion. And as I speak to you now, for this year, it is 4 billion. In other words, there is a deliberate intention by the government to touch every local government almost simultaneously, because there is provision for it. It's not a question of, oh, we want to do something in this local government. How much will it cost? No, there is money allocated in the budget for each local government. It's a matter of looking at what the local governments need. That is aside from the big project that concerns the entire state that is carried out by the government of the state. So we'll find a situation where there is physical discipline, because for every money that is spent, there must be value for that money. Governor goes out by himself, physical inspection of projects across the state.
All right.
For the one not being done,
Mr. Ifajika, let's quickly talk about the performance index now. Some people may think that perhaps this is just something that was lobbied, but how does the government sort of defend this rating? Number 2 in the entire Nigeria is no mean feat. Would you say that indeed the Delta State government merits this? And for persons who might think that this is just a hoax, what's your word for them? Because, I mean, we're completely out of time.
I know you will testify, even where you don't live in Delta, you will testify to this. In the last 1.5 years or thereabout, the governor has received no less than 10 awards from both private and public organizations. So this cannot be said to be a fluke. This cannot be said to have been lobbied for. If this one was lobbied for, what would you say about the other ones that have been awarded to him? It is a reflection of the true situation in Delta State. And that is the truth. I tell you that the governor went a notch higher when he introduced whistleblowing to project execution.
All right, well, Mr. Ifajika, if you're still there, I'd like to take your parting shot. Well, rankings are useful, but then citizens always rate government by its overall performance and its daily experiences.
As well as the impact on the people.
Indeed. So would you say that this development in Delta State, if we were to hit the streets of Delta currently and interface with citizens in Delta State, would they be corroborating, the things that this particular performance index have said about Delta State and its performance in the state? Well, we're talking to Mr. Ifajika Olisa, who is the EA to the Delta State Governor, bringing us some insights regarding the performance index, which ranked Delta State as second best performing state in Nigeria, second to in the country. And with all of this development, it only shows what work the Delta State government is doing and how far it has been able to perform. But let's bring you this package regarding a commissioning that is coming up later on today.
Of course, will be captured on ADBN TV, and that's the main carriage ways of the Outer Southern Expressway from Ring Road 1 to Ring Road 2, and we'll bring that live on ADBN TV. But for now, just have a glimpse of what that would look like.
And welcome. Today is the first of a series of road commissioning and flag off events here in the Federal Capital Territory to celebrate President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's 3rd year anniversary in office. For the first day, we are in Apol District. The road is Outer Southern Expressway from Ring Road 1 to Ring Road 2, WhatsApp. Residents in Apol here in Abuja understand that this road is essential because before this construction, this particular area has witnessed tons of road traffic while going out and coming back from work. But today, the president or a representative of the president is supposed to be here today alongside the minister, Barrister Nyesom Wike, to flag off and commission this road to ease accessibility and transport for FCT residents. This chain of events will continue up until the 13th of July. It is expected that several roads will be commissioned, several roads will be inaugurated, as well as water supply storage systems, schools, and a whole lot of access roads and judicial complexes. Over time, the Minister, Barrister Nyesom Wike, has embarked on a series of inspection, witnessing and going to the sites to understand how the construction is coming along, whether it's the road, is the judicial complex, or access roads. The series of inspections that the Minister was overseeing is to ensure that when the time for commissioning comes, everything will be in place. So finally, we are here today. The event is expected to commence anytime soon. And like I said earlier, representatives from the Minister's office, the Minister himself, the Minister of State, and civil servants, and of course, workers in the FCT will be here to witness the inauguration, as well as representatives from the President and his office in general. So we'll bring you updates on how this commissioning will come along. And as we continue the project up until the 13th of July, the series of events is expected to end. We'll keep you updated and tell you what's going on. I am Naomi Oleri from the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja.
Well, we'll bring you the live transmission of the commissioning later in the day. And thanks for being a part of the program today. I am Jennifer Ekpeyong.
My name is Xavier Robert, wishing you a terrific Tuesday.
ADBN. Advocate.
Numerous cases of people falling asleep have been reported across the African continent. No one can explain this phenomenon.
He's getting close. With 24/7 FIFA World Cup coverage, sleep can wait. Everything can wait. Get DSTV plus 1 month subscription now for only 15,000 naira.
The global business is never static. Watch the market report on ADBN TV for business information, latest happening business deals, government economic policies, stock, crude oil and commodity trading, financial upstick and downstick, and the world of organized private sector. The market report showing on ADBN TV 1 to 2 p.m. Monday to Friday. The market report bringing you up to speed in the business world. ADBN. Advocate Broadcasting Network.